Greetings of the day. In this video lecture of Business Finance Second, we will begin with our third unit, that is divided into three portions. First one is for NBFCs, that is non-banking financial companies. Second one would be the part of credit rating, and third one would be the part of dividend policies which are adopted by the companies. First two part would cover the theoretical portion, whereas the third part would cover about all the other aspects of dividend policies, which is basically based on numerical aspect also. So we will start with the so we have to first of all understand what is an NBFC is. So NBFC, popularly known as non-banking financial companies, are the financial institutions which offer banking services, but they do not have the banking license. They can provide a variety of banking services, but as they are not competent enough or they are not provided with the license, hence they are known as non-banking financial companies. NBFCs are the financial institutions that offer the banking services, but that does not comply with the legal definition of the bank, and that is it does not hold a banking license. It means that what are the basic facilities which a bank provides, or what is the definition of banking services? It means that they accept the deposits and gives the loans. But when we say about NBFCs, they does not comply with this definition of bank as it is. That is why they are not granted with the banking license, and hence they perform certain financial facilities, or they provide certain financial services to its customer. Hence they are known as non-banking financial companies. Non-banking financial companies normally offer varieties of services to its customer, like loan and credit facilities, retirement planning, money market, underwriting, and merger activities. All these are the various functions which are been provided by the non-banking financial companies. But what is that? They cannot accept the deposit as the bank usually does. That you can, if you have an account in certain bank, you can go to that particular bank, you can at any point of time deposit your money and withdraw your money. This is what that is not performed by the NBFCs. Hence they are known as non-banking financial companies, and they don't have the banking license. Then non-banking companies are to be registered with the Companies Act 1956 and consecutively, and after that, even though it has to furnish all the compliances according to Companies Act 2013 also, and it deals in the business of loan, advances, investment in bonds, shares, debentures, stocks, and any other marketable securities like lease, hire purchase, insurance business, but do not include any institutions which is principally engaged in the business of agricultural activities, purchase of any goods or services other than securities, industrial activities, or sale, purchase, or construction of any kind of immovable facilities or immovable property. Hence, they are, as their nature of business is providing services, hence they can provide a variety of loans and advances to its customers or to the organizations which reach to them. Even though they can provide the facilities for investment in any kind of securities which are being there for the purchase of with the motive to earn income, or else they can go for the insurance business, hire purchase and renewables. They cannot engage in any kind of activities which is related with the production, agriculture, sale and purchase or construction of immovable property. That is what it is, the line of demarcation which the NBFC has to follow. Next is, what is the registration process for an NBFC or of an NBFC? If have to register my company as an NBFC, what the thing I have to do? First of all, I have to go for DSC, that is Digital Signature Certificate, and DIN number, that is Director Identification Number, which is been obtained as per from the registrar of the companies, whereas DSC has to be obtained from you can obtain it from your CA or any other consultant who provides the same services. First of all, we have to acquire DSC and DIN number. Second, file name approval application has to be filled. Then an affidavit from the director to fulfill all the compliances of the RBI has to be done. Then we have to draft MOA, that is Memorandum of Association, and AOA, that is Articles of Association, with the consent of directors and promoters. Then file incorporation form with all the necessary documents. It means that we have to start the process of incorporation by filling the form or filing it with the register of the companies. Then we have to obtain a certificate of registration from the register. Once we have incorporated, register will give us the certificate of registration, which we have to obtain from them. Then we have to deposit net own fund in a bank account opened for the company. That means that once we have registered as an NBFC under the Companies Act, later on what we have to do, we have to deposit a net own fund in a bank account which is named under the name of our company, so that we can go further for the application process with the RBI under the RBI Act 1934 to be registered as NBFCs. Though your company is registered under the Companies Act 2013 and 56, though SEBI is the authority for the companies, but as we are engaged in the financial business also, that means that what we have to do, we have to go for registration with RBI, because though we are not in the banking business, but we are giving similar kind of services. Hence it is our responsibility to get registered with the RBI, so that we can get registered as a non-banking financial company. Then apply for registration with RBI under the RBI Act 1934. After that, applicant company has to file an online application with the RBI on its official website. As we all know, this is the current situation, that in the pandemic we are going to have our lectures online and all the things are going on online, even though your examinations and everything is going online. But even after that, various processes now are being established on the online mode. That is why the applicant company has to fill the form in the online mode, which is given on the official website of the Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI. Then after this, an applicant will get a reference number to facilitate inquiry in future. Once we get registered, or once we have filled the form with on the RBI website, what we have to do, we will get a number for our registration after filling that form, known as reference number, which would be helpful for us in future, so that we could inquire about our application status with the RBI. After this, it is required to submit the duplicate hard copies to the concerned regional office of RBI. For example, we in Varda are registering an company as an NBFC. We have done all the previous thing which we have mentioned. After that, what we have to do, we have to get registered, we have to fill the form, online application form on the RBI website. We have done with that. We get our reference number. Once we get our reference number, with that online application printout and all other relevant documents which are being asked on the website, we have to produce duplicate hard copy of it, and we have to submit it to the concerned regional office, which is the concerned regional office of RBI near to Varda. That would be Nagpur regional office, where we have to submit all the related documents of this. Then what would be the duty of regional office? They would thoroughly check the accuracy of all the submitted documents with them of ours. They would check whether they are authenticated or not, whether they are proper or not. The regional office will send the application for NBFC license to the central office. Once the scrutiny process of the what we can say regional office is done, they would forward your application to central office for the purpose of NBFC license if found okay or correct. Then the central office of RBI grants NBFC registration only when the applicant company fulfills prescribed requirement under section 45 IA. It means that whatever may be the various requirements given into the under section 45(1)(a) IA, we have to fulfill all that requirements. Only after that we would be able to get registered as an NBFC, and only then the central office of RBI would give you the certificate of registration as an NBFC. After suppose that we have done all this process, Nagpur office has forwarded his application to the central office, and after all these thing are been done, only after that we would get the certificate. Once we are getting the certificate from the central office, then it is necessary, it is mandatory for NBFC to commence its business within the 6 months from the date of certificate of registration. For say on 1st of June you get your certificate of registration, so it would be mandatory that before 1st December you should commence your business, otherwise your certificate of registration would get cancelled or get lapsed. So this is the registration process for NBFCs. Now we will see what are the various regulations which are being established by the competent authorities to have the control over non-banking financial companies, that is NBFCs. First of all, NBFCs are allowed to take deposit for a minimum period of 12 months and maximum period of 60 months. It means that they cannot accept deposit below 1 year and maximum ceiling would be of 5 years, that is 60 months. That is why, though they are taking the deposit, but this deposit is not according to the term of deposit which is being given into the definition of bank, because they are taking this as a fixed deposit. Hence, they are not allowed to have the banking license. So, minimum ceiling 1 year, maximum ceiling 5 years, that is 60 months and 12 months. Then the companies are not allowed to accept deposit which are repayable on demand. Whatever deposits we accept, we gives it to the bank, they are repayable on demand. For example, we have deposited rupees 50,000 in your account today. For example, this is the 1st June. Suppose that you have deposited rupees at 11 o'clock. You go to bank again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you demand that I want my out of that 50,000, 20,000 rupees I have to withdraw. Bank cannot deny it, because this is known as deposit which are repayable on demand. That is what you have deposited in your saving accounts. Hence, you have the authority to take your money back, but NBFCs cannot do that. They have minimum period of 12 months and maximum of 60 months. That is the first thing. Second thing, NBFCs cannot offer the interest rate higher than the ceiling rate as prescribed by RBI from time to time. The deposit rate would be discussed or told by the RBI, and that rate would be applicable to NBFCs. They cannot offer higher rate than that. Then the NBFCs cannot offer any gifts, incentives or any other benefits to lure the depositors. For example, to attracting the depositors to our NBFC, you cannot run any kind of promotional schemes which would offer any kind of gift, incentive or any other benefit which is mentioned into their definition. So these are the again regulations. The deposit with NBFCs are not insured. When we speak of our banks, our deposits are insured. Earlier they were for the 1 lakh, now it is for 5 lakhs. But deposits with NBFCs are not insured. That is again a very great risk for the depositors. Then NBFCs must have minimum investment grade credit rating. That would be the second topic for us of discussion. So there are various rating agencies into the financial market. So NBFC has to obtain the minimum investment grade credit rating to start as an NBFC and accepting deposit. Then the RBI does not provide any kind of guarantee of the repayment of deposit with NBFCs. Remember one thing, if you have a deposit with any kind of NBFC, it would be on your own risk. RBI is not responsible for repayable if that NBFC fails. But in the case of banking, if a bank fails, public sector, then the RBI considers its responsibility and provides you the repayment of a deposit according to the terms and conditions laid. But with regard to NBFC, RBI has clearly stated that they are not responsible and they would not provide any kind of repayment guarantee to the customers or to the depositors, and deposits are also not insured. This is it for this video lecture. In the next lecture we will see more part related to NBFC. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.